Hey, what's up everybody? I just wanted to come and show you what my next project is going to be. I actually picked this up yesterday. I've been talking to the guy for quite a while about it and kind of decided that yeah, this will be the next one for me to work on. So here it is. We've got a 19, well, it says it's a late 75, early 76 FJ55 Land Cruiser. And I'm pretty excited about this because it should be a good opportunity to put together a rig that is going to be big enough, comfortable enough that my entire family can fit in, and we can go for a ride in out in the hills and kind of explore and do some of those things that we love to do. As you can see, there's there's a little bit of work that needs to be done. He already removed the motor, drivetrain, pretty much all that's cleared out, but the frame looks like it's straight. And I've got the doors, they're in the back of the truck over there. This guy even, he had sliders on it, so we're already decked out with those, saved the body. This little bit of Bondo in there, and we'll fill that in, clean it up, make it look good so I can paint it. Rear window's missing, but see, we've got front fenders here, laid right in the back there, and I think I'll probably do something different with the bumper. Probably big heavy duty, get some protection up here on the tail lights, and again, a little bit of rust, but I think we can take care of that with some Bondo. Mismatched tires, but and anyways, looks like it might need a little bit of work. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is kind of go with a blue and white color scheme. I really like the way that looked on those old cruisers, blue and white. I think I'll probably get a roof rack and put that up there, a couple of KC lights. I think some 33-inch all-terrains on it. I'm not going to go too crazy with this one, just because it'll be kind of my good all-around, go out in the hills, play with the family, do some mild wheeling. I've got my Samurai. That's going to be my big, tough, mean, don't worry if I mess it up off-roader. This one will kind of be the clean, pretty one once I'm finished with it, and we'll see how it goes. So anyways, I need to get this hooked up, get it moved in the shop, and get working on it, and we'll see what we can make happen with it, and I'll update you at that point. Well, I'm back. It's been about 15 minutes, and here's what I've come up with. What do you think, huh? I decided to go ahead and actually convert it to a 74. Taillights and stuff like that were a little bit easier. And I fixed up the body work, as you can see. Bondo took care of that side, and I did have to do a little bit of filler on this side in order to get that filled in and kind of cleaned up there. Got the front doors stuck on, and got my BFGs on there. Good front bumper. I think it cleaned up pretty good. All right, this one, this is the real project vehicle. That one over there is going to be my parts rig. I know it looks rough, but that's kind of the point of it. Body, I've got handled. Body's taken care of and figured out on this one. I mean, we've got some spots on it, but what I really needed was some of the major, well, not major, but some of the parts that one has to offer. What I've got is a gas tank on this one, wants to leak. That one's got a good gas tank in it. It was a runner and a driver when the guy bought it. He actually bought it to put the drivetrain under a Land Cruiser pickup, and so it was a runner and driver when he got it. So gas tank. The steering on this one is shot, so I'm hoping steering components on that one are going to be good. The rear window on this one, won't go up and down, and that one's got all the rear window components in it. I'm hoping that's going to help out with that. What else is there? I made a list the other day of everything that needs to be done on this Land Cruiser, but there's a lot, we'll put it that way. This was my dad's Land Cruiser. Bought it brand new, and this is what I grew up in with my family, going out on adventures. Absolutely loved it. This was my first vehicle when I turned 16, you know, started driving. I actually learned to drive in a 1960s Willys Jeep 3-speed manual out on the dirt roads, but this was what I started driving when I turned 16, and so it's kind of got a dear spot in my heart. And so I'm hoping I can make it to where it's a good usable vehicle. It starts, runs, everything's good right now. There's just a lot of odds and ends kind of things that need to be done, and so that's what I'm hoping this one will come into play, is that it's going to help me with some of those components that need to be replaced, to where I don't have to spend all the money to do it brand new, because I just don't have that kind of cash. But make it to where this one will be a good runner and a driver. It's got most of the glass in it. Well, all the glass except the front windshield's cracked and the rear windshield's missing. So if I ever lose one of these, I've got glass for it. This door here was hit years ago, and you can see got some problems there. I've got doors. Axles are underneath it if I need that, some suspension components. So that's the plan with it. I don't know how long or how quick it's going to happen, but that's the plan. But anyways, tonight, what I need to do is get that one as far back in the corner of our property as I can, because that's the only way I was able to convince my wife to let me bring it home. Other than that, or the other part of that is I was able to actually work with this guy, and he's going to allow me to do some trade to cover the cost. So it's not really costing me anything out of my pocket. And so those were the two key components to convince my wife to let me bring it home. So I'm going to get hooked up to it here. Like I said, I brought it home last night, but I had to head into work and move a trailer there, so I just kind of had to bring it home, drop it, and but I'm going to get hooked back up to it and take it back. And I think what the plan is going to be, because no brakes, it's just a free roller that I'm going to be unloading on my own. I think what the plan is going to be is to back it up. I'm hoping the trailer will be enough on an incline to where it'll roll off, and I'm thinking I'll bring Sammy over, hook up the winch, and kind of let it off with that. So I've got at least a controlled descent coming off the trailer. We'll see how it goes. So I've had this truck for, I'm going to say, about 4 years. It's an 06 and absolutely love it. I got the Edge Attitude of Juice several years ago, and really enjoyed what it's done for the truck as far as power and fuel economy and stuff like that. And a little while after I bought it, I found out the coolest thing. I found out I could actually hook up a backup camera to display on the touchscreen, and that has been huge because I am on and off trailers all the time, and usually it's just me. I don't have anybody, you know, helping to back me up, and while I got pretty good at getting backed up and only having to get out of the truck maybe once or twice to check where I was at, this has made a huge difference. I was able to mount it just right over my license plate, so it's kind of aiming at the ball. Well, I'll show you here. I hooked it up to the switch down here rather than my reverse switch, because I like to be able to, if I've got a big load or something that I'm concerned about, I don't know, whatever it might be, or even if I'm driving empty, it's the chance for me to flip that switch, and then I'm up here, view camera, and there we go. We've got the camera there showing me what's behind me, whether it's backing up to a trailer or just driving in general, someone's behind me. And one of the nice things about it is I don't have to be in reverse. I'm in neutral right now, and so I can turn that on and gauge it, whereas if I hooked it up to the reverse switch, I'd be confined to only being able to use it in reverse. And so like in a situation like this where I'm not coming straight back on the trailer, and I've had it where I've had tight quarters I'd had to back up to, it's beautiful because I've just got to line it up and stick the ball right underneath the tongue, and we're there. Just easy as that. And get out once, drop it down, and it's done. And so that's one of the awesome features that I love. It's not new enough to have them. I think most of them pretty much come stock with it now. But you can see I'm lined up. There's the camera. $8. $8 on eBay that cost me. And so I thought that's a no-brainer. Get that sucker hooked up, and it's been great. Been using it for a long time. And I'm actually surprised it's held up. I've had it on for a good 3 years at least. And weather, you know, it's been through it and it still works great. So the only thing that I'd say that is a little bit of bummer about it is that the image quality isn't the best when it comes to especially if there's, you know, sunlight and stuff kind of glaring on it. You might have seen that when I first started backing up, but I mean, it works for what I need, so pretty darn cool. Alright, I think we're going to go with that. I think that should be far enough back, and it's kind of back with where these tires are. You'll notice I kind of jackknifed the truck. What I'm hoping is I'll be able to bring Sammy in just over on the other side there and hook up to it with the winch, glide her right on back, and we'll see how that goes. We'll go get Sammy now.